It's Super Bowl week, baby. You know what that means. It's all about the storylines leading into the big game, and here to break down some of them is Jets beat reporter Brian Costello, live from sunny Arizona. Sorry, Jets fans, you heard Jets and Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Brian's here to talk about the positive. All right, let's get straight into it, man. We got the Kelce-bowl, Travis and Jason both playing, and there's even like an online petition saying the mom should do the coin toss. How cool is it to have two brothers and playing against each other in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, Brandon, when you think about it. Those of us who have siblings, you imagine, you play with them when you're young, and I'm dreaming of all this stuff, and these guys are actually in the Super Bowl. But even Travis Kelce said he's getting a little tired of hearing about the Kelce-bowl at opening night on Monday night. Their mom, Donna, was on stage. She had a jersey on that was Chiefs in the front, Eagles in the back. So tough split loyalties for her. She brought them homemade cookies. She gave each of them. So the parents are kind of stars of the week too. So it's a fun storyline, and they're both really affable guys, Brandon, and they're really embracing it. And they've gotten these questions now a lot over and over again, and they're being very gracious with the way they're answering them.
Yeah, they have a really great podcast. I imagine this is only going to help that even more. But as a future parent, I got a son on the way. I can't wait till I have like two and I can have them go up against each other. Another storyline everyone's talking about is Andy Reid's going to be facing his old team, the Eagles, which he led to a Super Bowl a long time ago. What's his thoughts, or what's everyone saying about this storyline?
Yeah, it's very gracious between Andy Reid and the Eagles. And, even though they fired him 10, 11 years ago, whatever it is now, he still has influence on that organization because Howie Roseman is the GM, and Howie kind of grew up with Andy Reid in the organization. I think Howie Roseman came to the Eagles in 2000, and he became a GM later and kind of learned from Andy Reid. And I was talking to Howie Roseman last night, and he was explaining a lot of the stuff that he learned from Andy Reid, he still applies today. So Andy Reid's, even though he's been gone for a decade, he still kind of has an impact on that Eagles organization. And there's other ties to Brett Veach, the Chiefs GM, was with Andy Reid in Philadelphia and went to Kansas City. So he learned there. So there's lots of ties between these two organizations.
And now when we talk about the quarterbacks who are going to be starting, obviously the first two black quarterbacks to start against each other in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes hurt his ankle. Jalen Hurts, to some, shouldn't even be here. People are thinking he should have switched to being a wide receiver when he came into the league. So from a media standpoint, how cool are these two storylines to write about and report on?
Yeah, it's great, Brandon. And I think one of the cool things was no one was really talking about that it was the first two black quarterbacks to start in the Super Bowl until a little bit after the game, someone realized it, right, and put it out there. But I think it shows it's not that novel an idea anymore. There's a lot of black quarterbacks out there. This is going to happen plenty going forward. Obviously, these are two of the best in the NFL, and there are others who are going to be here at some point too. So I think that part is awesome. And Jalen Hurts is a great story. Everyone kind of saw him in college and what he went through at Alabama when he was benched for Tua, transferred to Oklahoma. It was great there. It was kind of a shocking pick by the Eagles in the second round because they had Carson Wentz. And I think people kind of panned that pick and didn't think he was going to be that good. And even last year didn't think that much of him. And he had a tremendous, tremendous season. It's going to be fun to watch these two play. And really, it's the 2023 model of football, Brandon. That these two guys can both throw the ball, they can both run the ball. We'll see if Patrick Mahomes, how mobile he is with his ankle, but usually he can move around. And RPOs, they're just fun to watch. So I think it'll be exciting to see both of them play in this game.
For the Jalen Hurts story, have you ever seen an underdog have this much success at the quarterback position?
Kurt Warner comes to mind right away, Brandon, right? I mean, that's a big one. They made a movie about him. Yeah. So, and I mean, I guess you could throw out Tom Brady too, right? Pick. So it's happened before. I think the interesting thing with Jalen Hurts is he played at Alabama and Oklahoma. So it wasn't like, coming out of Northern Iowa like Kurt Warner. This guy was a big-time high school prospect out of Texas where he played for his dad. I mean, if you look up his high school stats, Brandon, they're insane. I was looking at them yesterday. I think he had 26 passing touchdowns and 25 rushing touchdowns his senior year, something like that. Wow. Like craziness. So he was a big-time player. It's not like he was this guy out of nowhere. It just people kind of lost faith in him and doubted that he could play in the NFL, and now he's showing that he can.
He might not get a movie, but he could get a Super Bowl. Brian Costello, stay warm out there, my man.
All right, Brandon. Thanks for having me.